Welcome to the Marketing Pulpit Show, and I am Robert Gatewood, your host. We are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good marketing gospel. We're not saving souls, we're saving businesses, saving jobs, saving our community. Now, if I happen to save a soul along the way, don't hold that against me. We'll just call that icing on the cake. Now, the mission at Marketing Pulpit Show is to build strong businesses in our community so that we can put our people to work. And we do that with business development, job creation, and service. So if you ever find yourself in a business crossroads and not sure which way to turn, just turn on the Marketing Pulpit Show because we're on a mission. The show is broadcast live from the illustrious Radio 1 studio.
Welcome to the Marketing Pulpit Show, and I'm Robert Gatewood, your host. And we are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good marketing gospel. And I am Robert Gatewood, and I am glad to be here this morning. I'm a business developer by trade. I help companies get off the ground, help people grow and scale. And I have a company called Gatewood Marketing. You can go to gatewoodmarketing.com and find out more about the company and what we do here. You can also find out more about us by going to our Facebook page. We're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Instagram. We are all things Marketing Pulpit. We have an exciting show today. We're going to talk about freedom, independence, and opportunity. We're coming off of Juneteenth earlier this month, and we're going into Independence Day. So we are bookmarked by these two recognitions of freedom, independence. And we're in a different time right now. Things aren't the same the way they used to be. So we're going to talk about that. We're looking at Father's Day this month. We're looking at men's health. We have a lot of issues on the table. Some good, some we have to keep working on. So we got all these things happening. I was just talking to somebody the other day, and I realized that the old rules just don't apply anymore. Normally when I have a consultation with somebody, we check the boxes, we go through the song and dance. You know, you're doing this, you're doing that. And then you start realizing that just doesn't cut it anymore. This era requires a new way of thinking, a new freedom of the mind, independent thought. And those are the ones who embrace that are the ones who are going to have opportunities going forward. So we're going to talk about that. So hang on a second. I'm going to do a quick break. Got a couple of technical things we need to work out. This is the Marketing Pulpit. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host. And we'll be right back in a moment. All right, we're back. Let's talk about what's happening here. Once again, go to gatewoodmarketing.com to find out more about my company. You can also go to marketingpulpit.com to follow what's happening with this particular show. We're also known as MPI. Check us out on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and we're all things Marketing Pulpit. Let's talk about a couple of quick items in the news. Apple is raising its prices It has, and because of that, the stock fell about 6% this week. And these things are driven by the AI boom. So Apple said it could not shield its customers any longer from the prices out here, rising expenses, and Apple products will be expected to rise about 12% this year. So if you're expecting to buy that iPad, that new iPhone 17, 18, whatever's going on right now, Apple Watches, expect to pay a little more for those. I've seen those items. The price has rise on those items as well. Um, Now, work at home rates rose last year, which somewhat defies the return to office push by these major corporations. People are holding fast. They're just not going back to the office after the pandemic. 34.9% of U.S. workers say they did at least part of their work from home. That's up from 33% in 2024. But it's not evenly distributed. People that have advanced degrees and making more money are more likely to be working from home than those who have high school diplomas and not make it as much. So once again, we see this divide. Everything comes down to some divide of people that have it and those that have less of it. Let's see what is going on. Well, the veterans, the Department of Veteran Affairs, the VA, has called for changes to the care provided to the LGBTQ plus community, and it increased its calls to cease all diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, DEI. We just keep seeing this administration attacking people, the most vulnerable people. How they're going after the veterans, the care that the veterans are receiving. And they're basically saying that this DEI is bringing an end to radical and wasteful government program and preferencing. But as we have seen over the past few years, DEI was not set in place to give anybody any unfair advantage. It was to open the door of opportunity to all. But what we have seen since the dismantling of DEI is a promotion of people who are grossly unqualified, as we have seen in the current administration, starting at the top all the way down to the Defense Department, education, you name it. And we have seen over the years and continue to see, justice seems to be constantly under attack. We are a business development show, and we're looking at how freedom, independence, and opportunity has commingled during this time of Juneteenth, and now we're going into Independence Day. So we're going to talk about freedom, independence, and opportunity, building economic freedom in uncertain times. That's going to be our topic today. Let's talk about this for a minute. I give these consultations to clients all the time. And it seemed like for the first time in probably long as I can remember, I didn't have ready-made answers. In the old days, I was just reaching in my regular toolkit. Hey, if you're doing this, you do that. If your business is this number of years old, you do this. If you're going to this audience, you do this. You have this amount of money, you do that. Shake it up, stir it. Success is yours. Like baking a cake. Well, as I was speaking to this person, I was actually offering some free consultation to a guy, and he laid everything on the table. He laid off. I think he was a government worker, had been laid off. Credit score wasn't that great. Didn't have much money, but he's trying to start a couple of businesses. And I'm listening. By the time the 30 minutes was up, I felt more like a grief counselor than a marketing consultant because the situation was pretty dire. And the bell that rang for me was that we are entering uncharted territory right now. These are some uncertain times. The old rules don't apply. But the good news is that many of the pillars of success remain the same. And one of the primary ones I have to keep emphasizing to people is that you have to embrace and absorb and push this ability to figure things out. That's where the professionals step forward. Those are the people who are going to find opportunity in these new times. In the old days, man, I think we'd all gotten a little lazy, including myself. Like I said, client comes to me, check a few boxes, follow this, boom, give it a few minutes, a few days, get out the net and start cashing the money. That's not the case anymore. We all got a little too comfortable reading from the same playbook, same sheet of music, shake it up a little bit, rerun, rinse, repeat. That does not do it anymore. We get seduced by the shiny objects, and we think success is just a matter of pushing a few buttons. I'm telling you, those days are over. The ground is shifting beneath our feet. We've got to free ourselves from this predictable way of thinking. And we have to embrace a new way of thinking. We have to expand our creativity. We have to figure things out. And that in lies the opportunity. I'm telling you right now, if you are good at figuring things out, and I'm using myself as an example. Yeah, I've gotten lazy over the years because I had already figured it out. The things I figured out applied pre-AI, pre-return to office, pre-pandemic. A lot of those ways of thinking do not apply to today's environment. So this is the freedom we have to do right now. Free yourself from those old ways of thinking. Come in to this new era with a sense of independence, and there you will find the opportunity. So as we look at Juneteenth and Independence Day coming up, these are two defining moments in this country's history. But it reminds us that in both cases, freedom is not what you're running from. It's about what you're free to become. Making your own decisions, creating your own opportunities, providing for your family, friends, the community. So I'm calling on you, business owners. This falls on you. So the freedom, the greatest freedom isn't just owning a business. It's about owning your future. And don't give up on that. I know there's many people out here that are were doing great 2, 3 years ago, they woke up to a new reality. So let me talk about some ways here how we can do this. I like to give people some to-dos. That's what this show is about. It's about action. We don't just talk about it. We try to be about it. And my good buddy Joe Madison used to say that all the time. What you gonna do about it? Let me give you my ideas on what you can do. How business owners can create freedom during uncertain times. My first one is, and no, some of these things are going to take a minute. They're going to take a little time. I don't have a magic wand for you today. Hope you got a few coins put aside. You created some streams of income already. But whether you have or not, you have to, some of these rules are good to abide by. One, going forward, as you should have in the past, build systems, not just income. If your business can't function without you, you don't really own a business, you just own a job. So think about, as you build a system, yes, you may be the best at what you do, but don't assume that the next person who has to keep your company going can do it as well as you. 9 times out of 10, they can't. So you have to build a system using that skill and talent that you've acquired over years so that you can scale. They're never going to be as good as you. Well, maybe some, but most won't. That's a compliment. But at the same time, it's an instruction to build a system that allows somebody else to pick up that ball and run with it. And nobody can do that better than you. So while you're building your income to pay your bills, also be building a system that can last when you're not there. Okay? The other thing I want you to do during these uncertain times, and this starts to sound like a broken record, but invest in relationships. I can't say this enough. Your relationships, your network, your stakeholders becomes pivotal, because people during this time are going to engage with people that they trust, that they know, where they have a comfort level. Those relationships will become your greatest competitive advantage. I know this for a fact. This is not hyperbole. I built my company, my career, on relationships. In the old days, we used to call it your Rolodex. That little wheel with had the addresses and phone numbers on it. You didn't have email and all that stuff back then. I know some of you young folks say, what you mean, no email? Yeah, that's true. You actually picked up folks and called them. And crazy as it may sound, sometimes you actually send them a letter. Well, the methods may have changed, but the foundation is the same. Invest in relationships. People will deal with people that they trust, they like, they feel comfortable around. Think about ways you can do that. Call people, email them, invite them, show up for them, go to their social media pages, like, follow, share their content. That's building on relationships. Don't just show up when you need something. show up all the time. I mean, sometimes I have to catch myself. I'm sitting around doing nothing, which is rare. I said, man, this is a good time to go out and work on my relationships. So I just go out and just go back through some of the mess. I get a million messages in a week. I go back and find a few of them and respond, check in, say hi. I almost feel like apologizing that I didn't do it sooner, but it's never too late. That's called investing in relationships. Call somebody. Take somebody out to lunch. Send them a thank you. Acknowledge their holidays and birthdays, their milestones in life. Share their podcast. That's investing in relationships. Okay, I'm giving you ways to how we can create freedom and opportunity during these uncertain times. These are some foundational things. Here's one that also sound like a broken record over. Learn AI, but don't worship it. I know y'all tired of hearing about AI. I am too. But we have to deal with it right now. It's going to be with us for a minute. Technology should create independence and freedom, not dependency. Use AI as a tool to make you more efficient, but you have to always keep thinking, because remember, everybody else has it too. Don't think you've discovered something that nobody else has. The person that invented the wheel, before you realized it, everybody else had a wheel. So now you got to make that wheel move faster, more comfortable, more useful. Same thing with fire. Same thing with electricity, light, the internet, social media, now AI. It's a tool. Use it, but don't worship it, okay? Do this in these uncertain times also. Protect your cash flow. Go back through your apps, all these things taking money out of your account automatically. Spending like money's going out of style. Now, revenue creates excitement, as it should, but cash flow is where the freedom lies. Now, I admit I was a little late to the party on this one. I thought money was meant to be spent. Now I like to know where every dollar goes. I like to invest. I'm very intentional about how I spend money. Yet at the same time, I can be generous, because if I see somebody that needs support, or I can help them in some way, I'm going to do that. But at the same time, I'm protecting my cash flow. Cash is still king. Let's talk about your brand. Own your brand. That goes back to that trust, that credibility, ownership. Don't get on these little platforms. Think you king of the hill when they can shut you down tomorrow. They'll shadow ban you, they'll block you, they'll put you in virtual jail. So spread your brand around. Have your own website. When you get on these platforms, remember your brand is first. You're promoting yourself. That platform, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or Patreon or TikTok. Yeah, they're the vehicle, but you have to own your brand. See that thing there behind me, that MPI? That's a brand. You go to Facebook, you're going to see it. You go to YouTube, you're going to see it. Go to Instagram, you're going to see it. Go to the website, you're going to see it. That's the brand. That's the brand for this radio show, this podcast, this show. I also have my Gatewood marketing brand, which is for my marketing and business development services. You have to own it. That's freedom. That's independence. That creates opportunity. All right, we're talking about ways to create freedom during these uncertain times. I've gone through a few of them, but I have a few more left. Continue learning. Man, you need to learn now like never before. Jesus. As I stated earlier, just because you have ChatGPT or Perplexity or whatever these other platforms out here, Gemini and Claude and Clean, whatever. Remember, other folks have them too. You have to set yourself away from the pack. Separate yourself from the pack. Be better. Be wiser. Cover your flanks. And if worst comes to worst, you can teach others how to do it. I was a little flattered the other day. I got a note from LinkedIn, one of these platforms. They're like, hey, you have just the skills we need for this new program we're launching. We're training AI in marketing, and we want you to apply. I'm like, well, I don't know, but I'm flattered. But let me think about this for a minute, because I do like my freedom. But the good thing about it was you can work from home. It was a project based. So that's what's happening when you keep learning and you get these certifications. That's freedom. That creates opportunity. So learning is going to be one of your greatest investments in these times we're in right now. Keep learning. And this one is old as time, but create multiple revenue streams. I'll say this with a caveat. Make sure those streams are connected in some way to your purpose. I mean, don't be doing like 50 different disjointed things. It's going to drive you crazy. So I use myself as an example. Okay, I can do some websites if I need to. I can create some marketing strategies. I can do some podcasts. I can teach at the college. I can create content. I can do design work. But it all comes back to the purpose of helping businesses grow and prosper. So go down, get you out a little pad or something, a spreadsheet or whatever, and just write down all the things you're good at. And then go back and find the ones that tie directly or indirectly to your purpose. And connect the dots, and what you have created is an ecosystem. And if you want to look at how an ecosystem works, just look at something like Google or Walmart. That's their whole MO. Build trust with your brand, bring people in, and once you get them in there, you offer them about 50 million different things. You go to Walmart now, you can buy a car, food, anything else you want, because you're in the ecosystem. Same thing with Google. You got Google Drive, you got YouTube, you got Gmail. All these things are connected. So you can do the same thing. So I'm telling you, don't just create these disjointed streams. Try to connect them. They're going to be more, it's going to create synergy. It's going to be more successful. And get away from this putting all your eggs in one basket. You got this one big client you've been nursing since your butt was a calf. Yeah, I mean, treat them right. Let them pay you long as they can pay you. But you can't, man, things happen. People pass away, companies go out of business, they merge. So that's old advice, but it's still true. I think in the last 4 or 5 years, I've probably seen about 8 or 9 clients either went out of business, passed away. And if I was depending on them to survive, man, I'd be out of business. So create these income streams, but also be flexible. Uh, Also, don't put all your eggs in one product basket. Once again, think about the ecosystem. You curated this customer base, and they're hungry. They like you. They say, I like this guy. You know what they'll say? What else you got? So if you have a strong brand, people trust and like you. Do what I stated earlier. Put your creativity cap on. Look at what AI is doing. Look at the opportunities that are out here, and be creative. Don't just sit here and throw up your hands and say, "This is hard." Yes, it's hard, but nothing that's worth, nothing of value, of true value, is going to come easy. So let these other folks sit up here and play with these little tools and go nowhere. You're going to go out here and use these tools to create value using your trust that you've generated over years and create some revenue. Man, my brain is just never stopping trying to think where's the next opportunity that can benefit from the skills and tools that I have as I build my own ecosystem. I think long term, obviously. Um, you started your company or many projects with a goal in mind. Remember this, the goals really don't change if they're good goals. If they're grounded in purpose and vision, they don't change. But the way you get there will change. One minute it took the website to get you there. One time it took direct mail to get you there. One time it took networking to get you there. Now it might take AI to get you there. And there may be something else after that. Make a combination of all of them. Don't lose sight of your goals and your mission and your purpose. The only thing that's really changing is the way you get there. That goes back to that continuing to learn. I used to charge people $3,000 for a business plan. And then I realized that, yeah, you can do a plan with AI now, but guess what? My clients, the ones that I've nurtured over the years, they don't want an AI business plan. They want it to come from me because they trust me. Even though I may use AI to help generate it, because they know I'm going to take a look at it, I'm going to run it through the filter. And that's why companies are looking for people to help train this AI, because there are people out here with skills like you have that are in demand. And I wrap things up here on this. We're talking about freedom, independence, opportunity, success, and how they interconnect. Freedom also defines time, health, family, purpose, creativity, peace of mind. So you can't give up those things in the pursuit of success. Because if you lose those things, did you really succeed? If you lost your family, you lost your health, your peace of mind. I started redefining success right around the time the pandemic was wrapping up. I started realizing what used to be successful to me just looked a little different. I started valuing peace of mind more than, I didn't say more than money, it was right up there with it. I started turning down projects. I started telling people, I'm not taking new clients right now. Did I need the money? Probably. You always need some more money, right? Everybody needs a little more money every now and then. But what I realized, that wasn't the only thing, because my barometer of what success looked like evolved over the years. So I'm gonna wrap things up here today. We just finished up Juneteenth, which was freedom realized. We're approaching the Independence Day, Declaration of Independence, where the country declared, they demanded freedom. But I want you to look at business ownership as freedom pursued constantly. Don't allow fear, uncertainty to steal what opportunity has presented for you. Keep building, keep adopting, keep serving. So, freedom and independence is not just the ability to work for yourself, to own a business, but you can create value regardless of the circumstances around you. You can help your community, make your family proud. If you're a business owner and you're an entrepreneur, whatever title you want to go by, I salute you. You deserve to be praised and celebrated. You need to pat yourself on the back. But while you're back there patting that back, remember the job is not done. The rules have changed. And I'm trying to give you a little advice on how to navigate in these uncertain waters. And once you adapt that and realize that and act on that, that is the greatest freedom of all. So freedom is not just the absence of limitation, it's the presence of opportunity. Your business is not just a vehicle for you and your freedom, but for every life that it touches. That's my story for today. I want to thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed your Juneteenth. Hope you fathers enjoyed Father's Day. This has been a month filled with reasons to circumspect. We're going into July. Start out with Father's Independence Day. Hang in there. It's going to be all right. Stay tuned here on the Marketing Pulpit. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host. I come to you every Friday, share this information. If you know somebody who's kind of down and out, feeling like the deck is stacked against them, they're not sure which way to turn, we're going to work it out together. That's one of those pillars of freedom we talked about earlier in the broadcast. This is the time you have to really work it out. And you become that person to work it out. Go into a room, a closet, get you out a piece of paper, and start figuring things out. That's the people, those are the people that's going to have the opportunity. All right. That's going to wrap it up. We'll see you next week here on the Marketing Pulpit Show. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host. If you're coming to the first Friday for BLE, we're not going to have one on July, the first Friday in July. We're going to skip that one. We'll be back in August. So come on out, set your clock for August 7th, and we'll come back in with a strong first Friday. I'll be there, Miss Bernadette Clay, and support our sponsors like BLE Executive Suites. They have the 3 locations in the DC area. You need office space, you need accounting services, phone answering, mailboxes. Come on out there and join the network. And if you need a good collective hug and get things going your way, we're right here for you. And I end each show, if you're going to be successful, you do these 3 things. Do the right thing, do it at the right time, and you have to do it right. Enough talk. Let's get to work.